After a SmackDown like we saw this last Friday and Raw that we saw this last Monday, you can certainly tell that WrestleMania is this Sunday, as WrestleMania fever is high among the members of the WWE Universe. Just getting ready for the big event, just days away from the big event, and boy, am I excited for it. Uh, but I'll get to that in a minute. First of all, welcome to John's Wrestling Views. I'm your host, John. Thanks for tuning in. Um, a lot of big things taking place, getting ready for WrestleMania this Sunday. They're really working towards each of the rivalries. I mean, just look at, Randy Orton and CM Punk. It seemed like Randy Orton was unstoppable, taking out all of Nexus. Well, now Punk is kind of backfiring Orton's scheme as he took out Orton last week on Raw in front of his wife with that wrench of some sort. Orton's got a weakness there that Punk's exposing. Um, so you really got to sit. Like, there's not. It was Orton in the driver's seat for the longest time. Now Punk's evening things out, leading to the big event this Sunday. I don't know. They're trying to make it look like Orton's hurt. I say it's WrestleMania. Expect a great match. As Punk will clearly be gone after that leg of Orton's. But no, I'm expecting a great match between the two of them. Two great athletes in the two. Um, and that's just one match. Another match, John Cena versus The Miz. The Rock was there last Monday. John Cena and The Miz, all three of them, they were all there, which ended up, after a war of words, led to a brawl between The Rock and The Miz. And as The Rock was getting ready to finish The Miz off with the people's elbow, John Cena comes in and hits the attitude adjustment on The Rock, getting that revenge that he's been wanting for so long after all these commotions, all these battles verbally. I have my final theory of what's going to happen. Is going to be The Miz versus John Cena at WrestleMania. And fans are going to be thrown off guard because I'm guessing, honestly, it's not going to be very high up there on the card. Maybe not necessarily the first match, but maybe a mid-carder match. Because, their rivalry is getting so big that you can't expect a short match like I mentioned a couple weeks ago could happen. Like I said, I mentioned in one of my episodes a couple weeks ago. No, it's going to be a decent match. John Cena and The Miz are great, big caliber superstars who could put on a great match. So I expect a great match, and then probably in the end, John Cena is going to win. But the reason they're going to have this not so high up on the card, The Rock's a guest host of WrestleMania, and clearly he has no position in the show right now. He's a guest host, but what does that entail? Any wrestling fan, a lot of people who I know who are wanting to see WrestleMania so bad is because everybody wants to see The Rock wrestle again. Yes, The Rock is an entertaining superstar. Yes, he's a movie star. But The Rock's gotten most of his fame over the years, honestly, with his wrestling career. And that's what the fans are going to want to see. They're bringing some of the old-time wrestling fans back in for WrestleMania because they want to see The Rock. They want to see The Rock compete. So, I'm thinking maybe The Rock will come out and either challenge Cena for later that night, or Cena's going to say, okay, Rock, you're the guest host, but I don't care, let's finish this tonight. And that will be the main event of WrestleMania, will be John Cena versus The Rock. If it's for the WWE Championship that John Cena would have just won, expect a John Cena victory. If it's not, hard telling. Overall, I think, John Cena is the current wrestler, The Rock is the wrestler of the past. I'm thinking John Cena either way, but I could be wrong. Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, I'm still kind of iffy on. Right now, I'm thinking more towards Sheamus winning. He just won the U.S. title. And yeah, Daniel Bryan's a great star, but, another great match right there. But my money's on Sheamus on here, I would have to say. The one match I'm really excited about, though, after being announced on Monday, is an 8-man tag at WrestleMania between the members of the Core against the new team of Santino Marella, Vladimir Kozlov, Kane, and The Big Show. It's a very odd team, those four together. Obviously Kozlov and Santino work as a tag team. And it's interesting pairing them up with the caliber superstars of Kane and the Big Show. Kane and the Big Show just recently developed their bond once again, um, as they've been the ones in the main rivalry with the Core. Uh, and I guess that's what they're doing to kind of culminate from what happened at Bragging Rights in that Buried Alive match that Kane had with The Undertaker, where Wade Barrett, when he was a leader of the Nexus at the time, had the Nexus attack The Undertaker. Kane saying he doesn't need their help. Now Kane's a face, and he's with the Big Show. And honestly, after last Monday's Raw, saying both the Big Show and even Kane doing the Santino Marella trombone march, um, it's a highly entertaining team and an effective team too. They honestly are the perfect opponents for the Core at WrestleMania, in my opinion. It should be an entertaining match, to say the least. Maybe the most entertaining on the show, which, brings me once again to Snooki being a part of WrestleMania. Snooki from the Shore, as she teams up with Trish Stratus and John Morrison against Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool. They kind of had the bar scene going this last Monday with Lay Cool getting in a fight with Snooki and Trish Stratus. John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler hanging low there in a tag team match. But, once again, it's one of those things where if you bring a celebrity of some sort of other world, other professional wrestling into a match at WrestleMania, expect that person or that team to win. So my money has to be on John Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki in that one. And it'll probably culminate in Snooki getting like a pinfall over Layla or something, I'm guessing. Who knows? But the other two matches I really want to focus on in this episode, Edge and Alberto Del Rio, have had an interesting rivalry, and now I can see why they're wanting Del Rio in this match at WrestleMania. Del Rio did win the biggest Royal Rumble match of all time. It's a headliner match at WrestleMania, yes. It's for the world title, yes. It's not the main event, in my opinion. Just not enough riding for it, and Del Rio's not a main eventer of WrestleMania quality yet. But, the one thing that kind of disappoints me is Christian is going to be involved with the match as a manager. But, I was kind of hoping to see Christian in his own match at WrestleMania. But him and Brodus Clay seem to have this rivalry as well, so both men will be in different corners of that match. But Edge and Del Rio, SmackDown's building it up by saying they can't touch each other on SmackDown until the big event. Especially after seeing Del Rio do that concerto on Edge's arm. But physical match, I'd say there's no way I can really see Del Rio winning it, though. My money's got to go with Edge. The real one that everyone's talking about, though, will the streak of The Undertaker's be broken at WrestleMania, as he puts it on the line once again against Triple H? It still kind of bothers me. They haven't even mentioned how 10 years ago these two fought at WrestleMania and Triple H became number 9 on the Undertaker's victim list. Now here's Undertaker's opportunity for 19-0. And then what they're really focusing on, though, which makes sense, is Shawn Michaels is Triple H's best friend. Shawn Michaels lost twice in a row to The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which ultimately retired Shawn Michaels. So one would assume that that Undertaker's going to continue the streak. However, Shawn Michaels let him know last Monday on Raw. He says he told Triple H, "You can't do it. You can't end the Undertaker streak flat out." That's what's making me start to think the streak will be broken this year. Granted, yeah, because it's like now all the odds are stacked against Triple H. It just makes sense for him to defy the odds and maybe give the Undertaker his first loss. I will not be surprised either way come that match, but it's no holds barred. Expect a great match. Undertaker, always fun to watch. Triple H, always great to watch. Expect a great match. And I'm just saying, whichever result there is, if The Undertaker makes it 19-0, don't be surprised. But if Triple H ends the streak so it becomes 18-1, don't be surprised. Ultimately, right now, I still have to say my money's probably still on The Undertaker the more I think about it. I'm still thinking maybe he'll make it to 20-0 will be the big thing, and then maybe lose after that or just retire. But those words from Shawn Michaels last still kind of ring throughout my head and stuff, and that's what's making me think maybe Triple H has this. Who knows? WrestleMania is going to be great this Sunday, though. I'm excited. I hope all you have the opportunity to order it or have a chance to watch it. It should be a great show. Like I said before, expect the unexpected. But once again, thanks for tuning in. I'm John. Have a good one.